brothers and sisters in Christ across the USA and worldwide. Rob Conrad on the live global broadcast microphone of Heisnear.com. And the news story deals with, quote, Mahmoud Abbas and the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip decide to cut ties with Israel altogether. Now, this news story got almost zero news coverage in the TV news sources. However, the reason I'm talking about it is potentially a huge factor in today's end times. And this is because today's world leaders and the United Nations have been continually pushing for a two-state solution, meaning that Israel and the Palestinians need to shake hands together, theoretically, in some kind of an agreement to live side by side, happily ever after, at peace. That's the two-state solution. But now, as of January, since the Palestinians have officially cut ties altogether with Israel, that swings the door open even wider for the Pope of Rome to sign the Vatican's 1993 Fundamental Agreement with Israel, which is ready for finalization already. The Fundamental Agreement gives legal authority. Israel, in that Fundamental Agreement, will give legal authority to the Pope of Rome over all of Israel's holy sites, including the Temple Mount itself. So with the Palestinians removing themselves from the equation, then both the Pope and Israel can have more liberty now to go ahead quickly with the Temple Mount finalizations in the Fundamental Agreement, with the Pope and Israel not being worried at all anymore about how the Palestinians would respond, since the Palestinians and Abbas are out of the picture. And so on the largest scope in terms of end-time prophecies, that all of this that I've talked about points even more emphatically to the nearing spotlight to suddenly shine on the Pope and Israel towards the fulfillment Daniel chapter 9 verse 27's prophecy of Antichrist and end-time Israel signing a 7-year agreement together, which in fact are the only two parties which Daniel 9:27 specifically mentions at all: Antichrist and end-time Israel, the Jews of Israel. The fact is, if Israel and the Pope were to add the simple clause saying it will be a 7-year agreement, that will make the fundamental agreement itself immediately become the fulfillment of Daniel chapter 9 verse 27, which would instantly start the final 7 years of tribulation. And as I've also emphasized numerous times, is the fact that the fundamental agreement authored by John Paul II in 1993, it's a two-party agreement between the Vatican and Israel. That fundamental agreement, in one way or another, will definitely play into the coming foretold 7-year agreement of Daniel 9:27. Whether the fundamental agreement is the template, which quickly leads to the coming 7-year agreement, or whether the fundamental agreement, as I said, winds up being the actual 7-year agreement itself of Daniel 9:27. Although it's poised to take place quickly, even possibly this year of 2018, it's still highly possible and easy for the Lord to keep things on hold for a short while longer. Either way, the stage is set, and the stage is crystallized in plain view, tangibly, and ready to take place. The signing of the 7-year agreement, which virtually starts the 7-year tribulation.